Okay, so what I've done, just to recap, so I've got the crate, and what I've done is I've grouped that as a group. And I've got the shield, which is all, everything that's in there, look, is all another group. So, you know, when I'm selecting them and moving things around, they're not all in individual pieces anymore. Although, oh no, I thought I'd missed something out, but I haven't. That's fine. And then I've got my lights here, which are just hidden away. So let's get back to standard again. Let's get our edged faces on as always. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this little kind of pickaxe thing. What we're going to do is we're going to start at the top here. Do you see that kind of round section? That looks to me like we can start off with a cylinder, build off of that. So that's what we're going to do. That's a good way to sort of look at things when you're looking at, okay, which model am I going to start with next? Okay, here's the model I'm going to do. Where can I start from? To me, the most logical place seems to start from a cylinder here and then build around that. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's build a stack separate to these things. I'm not going to try and build it right as it stands, like I did with the shield. Build it over here somewhere, wherever, and then put it in place later. So let's get ourselves a cylinder. Again, I'm not going to worry about scale straight away because I can rescale it later on. I can already tell that's probably too big, but we can worry about the scale later. Okay, don't need any segments. In terms of sides, we'll go with that for now, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, that'll be fine. So convert it to an editable poly. I'm going to go to polygon, and what I'm going to do, so look at the front here, this is going to start extruding outwards. So it's like probably something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to start extruding. Let's do one extrusion, like sort of that far. That's fine, keep those end polygons selected. Because what I want to do is I want to just flatten that out so I can come out to a point. So at the moment it's kind of, that's still rounded, which is going to make things awkward for me making this shape. So what you can do is a new tool. So we come down here, whilst we're in the polygon section and we have polygon selected, you can see there's a button called Make Planar. Essentially that just means makes it flat. So if I click it, all of those polygons that I had selected are now dead straight. Alright, so that's going to make things way easier for me because now all that does is just come out to a point. So although you can see the gizmo is kind of at an odd angle. So what I might need to do, if you come up here, if we make that local, then it's local to the object that you've got selected. And then I can move this out. How far out does it come? Probably about there. And then all I'm going to do, that again needs to be local, the scale. So I'm just going to scale it so it goes to kind of a point like that. And to be honest, that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. Yeah, okay, so then we've got this piece at the back, so I'm going to do the same kind of thing. So come around the back hand side. I'm actually going to hide those because they're getting in my way. They're not disappearing. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to select the polygons around the back. So probably around there. Yeah, same thing again. So I'm going to get extrude first. Extrude that back. Then I'm going to come and make it planar so it's flat. Then it's just easier to work with then. But I can see that it starts off coming sort of inwards before it comes outwards. So it's going to be a kind of series of extrusions and scales until we get the effect that we want. So then it kind of starts coming out Extrude again. Scale again. Oop. And then it just kind of comes out to the end straight. So right, how far does it come back? Quite far. Say about there. But what I've noticed is that's kind of got a bit of a curve in it. You know what I mean? It's not just dead flat. So what I want to do is get all of those edges there, and I'm going to do a few connections. That'll do, because what I want to do, if we go to vertex, I can get all these sort of this line of this ring of vertices here, and again my gizmo seems to be going a bit all over the place. Change it back to view. I can then sort of curve it, so it doesn't really go, maybe it goes up a bit here. We can't see the image that well, so don't worry too much. And it's just got this very slight kind of curve in it. See what I mean? So you can just manually round that off, and then at this end, it doesn't really have that kind of straight. So that's cool. That all looks fine. And then what I can do is now from this cylinder here, we start to come down. So it looks like it's got a bit of a kind of curve that's not just dead straight down. So I'm going to do a bevel, which remember we can do the height and how much it kind of curves in. So it comes down to about there maybe. That looks about right. And then there's another one which is maybe a bit wider like that. Okay, that seems about okay. So we've got like the top piece. Again, when I look at this, it looks like there's a bit of a kind of ridge around that section. So we can do an inset, but I think what's going to happen is if I select all of these and try to do an inset, you kind of see this happening. See, that's all like overlapping and gone crazy, which we absolutely don't want to happen. So what might make this easier is if I get these edges and remove them. What I might actually, because this needs to be one piece, doesn't it? I might actually have to remove these guys as well, so that when I select that, it's one piece. And then when I inset, it does make it really difficult, doesn't it? Because of all those there. What I might also have to do is get rid of these at the front. Bear in mind, when you remove edges, if I go to vertex, all the vertices are left behind. Something that's easily kind of forgotten. Actually, I just want to remove the top ones. Which can cause an issue in times like this. So if I select that now, it should give us a little bit more to work with. There you go. It's just a tiny inset. Might get away with doing it a bit more before it starts like overlapping here at the front, basically. And then it kind of just comes down a little bit. So I can just extrude that. Okay. Forgot to tick it. There you go. Now I can just extrude that down a little bit. That's just a subtle bit of detail, but again, as we've said before, these tiny little bits of detail, when you get your lighting and your shadows in, they really make a difference. So now all we need to do is make the kind of handle. So I'm just going to do an inset again here. Something like that. And then I'm going to extrude right the way down the full length of the handle. Again, really you only need to do a little extrusion like that. because once you've got your extrusion there, you can just use the move to move it to the height that you want. So again, I'm just going to have to eyeball it. Something like that. But the handle looks super chunky in comparison to the size of the top section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo, come back up to when I did my inset. I'm going to do a bit more of an inset because that handle was way too chunky. Extrude again, move it down. That looks a bit better. It looks super chunky, doesn't it? Okay, not to worry. It's a good kind of tool to learn, like sort of modifying what you've done already. So what I want you to do, I think I need to kind of scale this down because this itself is just too chunky here as well. Something like that. Again, it might take a few goes before you really get it looking the way you want it. It's a bit more like it, doesn't it? What I might actually do also is get this ring of edges. Remember, select one edge, hold shift, select again, and it'll select the whole ring. And I'm just going to chamfer that just to kind of round it off so it's not so much of a sharp edge. There you go. Okay. And then I kind of feel like it's not dead straight, the handle. It kind of gets wider towards the bottom. So I'm just going to maybe just move it in like that way. Okay. Seems okay. Alright, I'm just going to make it the same color as everything else. And then obviously what you can then do is kind of use your views to position this, and I can see already that it's way too big. Sorry, go back to the way it was. So I'm going to need to scale this down. So what you can do is just get your scale tool and just scale the whole thing. Move it into place until you get it about what you want. This might take some tweaking. What I might need to do is I need to go to vertex. I might need to just extend the handle length because that still seems a bit small. Scale the whole thing down a bit more. Does that seem about right? Potentially. And then, like we did with the shield, I'm just going to have to sort of spin this around. And I want to just lean it slightly against the crate. Okay, use your views to make sure that's right, like against the floor and against the side of the crate. Let's put our high quality back on. Edged faces off. Okay. So, I mean, it's close enough. It's not perfect, but I think it does the job. You can obviously tweak yours a bit until it's how you like it, but I think that'll be fine. So that's all of those bits done. So that leaves us with just one more video to go where we'll do a few of these accessories on the top. And then we'll be good. All right.